Star Wars' new TV show is everything I've wanted from the franchise ever since I was a kid. Star Wars' newest TV show, Star Wars: Skeleton Crew, has already proven in its first 2 episodes that it's everything I've been wanting from the franchise ever since I was a kid experiencing the galaxy for the very first time. Skeleton Crew's cast has made this TV show stand out from the beginning, with its 4 main characters all being children. After discovering a ship called the Onyx Cinder that accidentally blasts them away from their homeworld of Atatin, Vim, Neil, Fern, and KB have to find their way home, leading them on an adventure like no other. While I knew Skeleton Crew was going to be special, I had no idea exactly how good it was going to be, or how it was going to show me something I'd been wanting to see from the franchise ever since I was a kid. As soon as we met Vim, Neil, Fern, and KB, however, I quickly realized that there was something about this show that resonated with my own inner child. It opened my eyes to a perspective I've always wanted to see in Star Wars, making the characters more relatable than I ever thought possible. Part of the reason why Skeleton Crew has been able to achieve this and other Star Wars projects haven't is because it lets its kids truly be kids. Many Star Wars children, even the beloved's Baby Yoda, have had to grow up way too fast in the galaxy far, far away. This is the sad reality of war, which is quite literally in the name of the franchise, but it comes at the cost of seeing children be themselves in the Star Wars galaxy. For example, young Anakin Skywalker was enslaved on Tatooine, and Ahsoka Tano was a child soldier. Skeleton Crew, in comparison, shows Vim, Neil, Fern, and KB acting as normal children, even in the midst of their unexpected adventure. On Atatin, they take a tram to school, ride their bikes, do homework, and even play with action figures. This is a relatable experience for just about any viewer, making it much easier for all of us to see parts of ourselves in this young ensemble. That's exactly what's made this TV show stand out for me so far. I never realized how much I wanted to see myself in Star Wars until I watched these children on screen and saw pieces of my younger self within them. When Vim began playing with his action figures, I thought back to when I used to borrow my brother's Star Wars action figures as a kid to play with them on his Millennium Falcon set, where, of course, Jar Jar Binks would converse casually with the bounty hunter Bossk. Vim and Neil's fake lightsaber fight was also something straight out of my childhood, with our whimsical games of pretend. It's so important for people to be able to see themselves in characters, and Skeleton Crew's young ensemble makes it possible for so many people to see their younger selves inside the Star Wars galaxy. While the suburban setting on Atatin and their Jedi stories may be too on the nose for some viewers, it still does its necessary task of transporting us back to that time in our young lives that Vim, Neil, Fern, and KB are currently at. We're also itching for adventure, as evidenced by the way we play. The relatable aspects of the Skeleton Crew ensemble are something that Star Wars needs to pursue further. It takes that extra step to bridge a gap between the audience and the characters, which will, in turn, affect how we feel about them emotionally when the adventure takes its biggest turns. I'm already invested greatly in this story, purely based off the fact that I feel such a personal connection to the kids who are leading it. Now that Jude Law's character has entered the story, I'm certain he will only heighten these emotions and connections even more. In some of Star Wars' most recent projects, it's felt as if they're attempting to tell a Star Wars story rather than tell a story in Star Wars. Skeleton Crew, however, feels like someone's imagined themselves in the galaxy, which instantly brings back that original charm, magic, and whimsicality that has defined fans' earliest experiences with Star Wars. There is a childlike joy I've had watching Skeleton Crew that matches exactly how it used to feel watching the Star Wars prequels as a child, and I cannot wait to see it develop over the next few weeks.